Welcome back to Hawaiian Grown TV. I'm Grant Kawasaki. I just came from the husking area, and now we're here at the processing plant with Mike.
Mike,
how
you doing?
How you doing, man?
And didn't we talk about the hairnet and the glasses?
You're right.
That's important.
I got it. Okay, I'll do it. You gotta do it, right? You gotta do it, right?
Do it.
Okay.
Food safety.
That's right. And I appreciate that, sir.
And actually, you're supposed to have that covered too.
It will be.
All right.
Trust me. But right now we're outside, so it's cool, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my eye cover. Look kind of stylish. All right. So
Okay.
you're the expert. You're the expert here. This is the processing plant, right?
Right.
And it all starts right here where we're standing. That's why we're actually standing right in the, what is this, a loading?
This is the pit area where we receive wet end shell.
Okay.
Nuts. Basically, we have a dump truck that brings them from the orchard. They'll back in here and drop the load into this auger. This is a pit auger. Then we got the incline auger. Goes into an elevator, and then that elevator takes it up to an overhead auger, and it drops the nuts down into the silo. We call them tanks.
Okay.
Bulk tanks.
These huge things right here that everyone's looking at, right?
Yes. We keep the nuts in there because you can get, depending on the rain and weather, you can get moisture anywhere from 30, 35 to 20, 15%,
Really?
which is way too much water to crack.
Yeah.
So we'll keep them in these tanks till they're about 10%. We do have the capability of heating these, but we really don't. So just with the fan, we can dry them down to about 10% moisture. And then we'll take them out when they get 10%. We use this auger coming up under their tanks. And then it gets into a transfer auger, goes over, gets dropped down onto that belt, the crossover belt. That crossover belt takes them to the drying room. That's where we actually do the real drying. We dry them down about 1.5, 1.4%. So we have a lot of heat in there. I don't know if you went in there, but it's probably 120, 130 degrees in there right now.
Now you guys have actually a unique process in that drying room, is that you guys actually use a heated water to dry it?
Yes.
Which is kind of, you would think it's a little, kind of like a contradiction, but it works, right? I mean,
well, it's a closed system, so the hot water runs through coils, and then the air just passes through those coils, and as it passes through, it picks up the heat. So it's really a closed system, so it just picks up the dry heat and takes it out. So we dry them down about 1.4, 1.5% there, and as we get ready to run them, when we get down to get a tank that's ready, we can hold 160,000 pounds in there. So we have 8 tanks that hold 20,000. We get ready to run a tank. We shut off the fan, the heat, and we open the chute, let them run out on the belt. They go up the elevator and they enter the cracking room. They enter the cracking room, they go down into we have two separate kinds of crackers. One the Jesse and one's the Kaiser. And these crackers crack the nuts and put them onto a conveyor, takes them into the plant, and we go through a water bath. We're still, I think, the only company that uses that technology, but we take them through a flow system, because if they have a lot of oil, which you want with macadamia nuts, then they float, and those are the nuts we use. If they don't, they drop, and they go out the bottom, and we just throw
very
those
specialized
away.
breeding, huh?
Yeah.
Unique to Island
unique
Princess.
to Island Princess.
Fantastic.
From there, they go to another elevator, and then they drop into the roaster. And we roast about 135, 140, mainly 135. And they roast about 18 minutes in the roaster. And they come out, well, they get sorted, they get sorted for rubbish, shells and rubbish before they enter the roaster. And then they get sorted again after they come out of the roaster.
For size, right?
Yeah. Well, that's for more rubbish.
I see.
And then they go into what we call a sizer, which is just a series of perforated screens, different sizes, and this thing shakes it back and forth, and the nuts kind of find their spot, and then they fall into whatever size they are. From there, we pull them. You know, we have pieces, halves, wholes, and then larges. And from there, we pull them weigh them 25 pounds, put them in a box, label them, and off they go to Honolulu.
Fantastic. And how many, just an idea of how many pounds you guys go through in a month? Some numbers that'll impress the people. You know, because I could just imagine looking at the size of these silos.
A month, on good days when we're running, we can process about 30,000 pounds of wet eggshell a day. So you figure 30,000 times what, 30 days?
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts.
You like macadamia nuts?
Not quite.
Not quite?
No.
But you do a good job, though.
Yeah, I eat them.
Okay, right on. Well, you know, I appreciate your time, Mike. Thank you so much.
Stop by and see us anytime.
You are the master of the macadamia nut, and it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna check it out, and we're gonna follow it to Honolulu.
All righty.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right.
Don't go away. More Hawaiian Grow TV coming up next.